Hey, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amber Coulter. I'm a doctor of medical health and homeopathy and the founder of the Iome Healing System, which you can check out in the links below. Do you self-sabotage when it comes to taking care of you? And are you aware that you're even doing this or when you're doing this? Self-sabotage can be really sneaky and it can affect us in so many ways that we're not even aware of it. Either way, stick around because I'm going to share with you how to recognize it if it is affecting you and the best way to release it once and for all from your life, as well as the biggest reason you probably are doing this. And remember, if you love to take care of your health in the most holistic and best way possible, make sure you ring the bell and subscribe and stick around because every Tuesday I share with you another amazing video based on my 35 plus years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Do you ever set time aside or make a decision that you're going to do something in your life for yourself, and then all of a sudden something comes up and, oh, no, can't do that today. I can't do this, or something happens and then it just never unfolds? You put all this time and energy and effort into something that you really want to do or to have happen, and then it just doesn't, or you can't seem to make it happen. And so, you get caught up and then you forget about it, or you just get frustrated by the fact that why is life not letting this happen? Does this ever happen to you? And do you ever stop and recognize that why does life not seem to go the way I want it to go? Is this some weird twist of fate? Or is it, well, maybe it just isn't meant to happen? Sometimes I've often thought that way, but then I've recognized that, wait a sec. No, you know what? I really want to do this, but why is life not letting me do what I want to do for myself? And whether we're aware of it or not, this happens to all of us at some point in our life. And for some of you, it may be happening all the time. Why? The biggest reason we tend to do this is because we really don't believe that we deserve whatever it is we really desire. Self-worth issues are some of the biggest issues that we all struggle with. And it seems to be getting, in my practice, what I'm seeing is it's getting worse and worse. Where I used to see it with maybe older generations, now younger and younger and younger people are struggling with their sense of self, their self-worth, recognizing who they uniquely really are and trusting in that. This is a very chaotic world we're in right now. And if you don't have a really strong sense of your own self, you can get lost really quickly. And when we do that, then we tend to sabotage our own life without even recognizing it. Because if you haven't seen my trifecta, make sure you go back and watch those videos. Because as we all know, what you believe and think about affects your emotions and your physical actions, and how you act and react in life based on what you believe affects and creates the external life that comes back at you. So when this all happens in a negative for you, and then it comes back to you in a negative or doesn't affect you in the right way that you want it to, and it impacts upon you, then you go, see, this is just what happens in life. And those actions and reactions occur outwardly in events and circumstances in your life that simply reflect it back to you in a way that makes you think, see, I don't actually deserve to have this. And yet you do. So how can you recognize when you're self-sabotaging? Well, basically, in the most simplistic way is if you decide consciously to go and do something, or to have something, or to be a part of something, or anything you've chosen that I really want to do this today, and then life throws something else at you that makes you not be able to do that, that is actual self-sabotage. Comment in the links below. Have you ever recognized when you're self-sabotaging yourself? And if so, what do you do to maybe change that in the moment? So to begin with, to help you break free of self-sabotage, even if you're not yet aware of it, But if you're aware that life isn't really going the way that I really want it to, it never really seems to. If that's the case, then I want you to keep a journal or keep a note somewhere on your phone, I don't care where, whatever makes it easiest. And every time you actually recognize that, God, why is this happening? When you recognize that, write it down. And then recognize, what was it you were going to do for yourself? What was it you were deciding to do that you thought you should do to enjoy your life? Was it relaxation, or were you trying to get somewhere, or you were just trying to accomplish something? Whatever it is in your life that you were trying to do for you, and then you couldn't because, well, and sometimes it's the things that we think, well, but that's just life, and it just throws it at me like, oh, my kid all of a sudden decided that they wanted to spill something or break something or get into something, and now I have to go fix that. Yeah, that can be bigger stuff that you maybe don't necessarily have control over. However, and bear with me on this one, what you truly believe you are, you manifest in the world for you, to just reiterate what you believe you are. Did you get that? And life unfolds in ways around you to simply continue to reiterate what you believe about yourself. So when there's constant chaos in your life and you never get time for you, that is your belief. And that is you creating self-sabotage. I know. Sit with that one and maybe go back and watch it a few times, because I know it took me a long time to get this one. And I will say this is, even as I was going through my own health and wellness and I was breaking free of a lot of these old negative beliefs and habits and patterns, when I was trying to break free of them, sometimes life would throw something at me as a way to throw it in my face, like, are you sure you're free of this state? And I'd have to really be attentive. And that's a part of gaining real health, is starting to be much more self-reflective, being really truly aware of, what is life trying to tell me? Because everything that goes on around you is for you. And your perception and your take on it is for you, to help you evolve your soul, spiritual, conscious evolution in the highest and best way possible for you in this life. If that's what you want to do. If you're really not into all of this kind of stuff, then you don't need to watch these videos. Honestly, this is for those individuals who, I want to be the best that I can be in this lifetime. And I want to do all that I can to improve my life and stop sabotaging myself and start improving my own self-worth. And I'm going to go into self-worth exercises in the next video, so make sure you stick around. Because the more you're willing to do your due diligence and the more you're willing to love and honor yourself, the more the positives quicken in your life. Trust me on this one. It's a fact. The more I've worked on my health over the years, the better and more stable and peaceful my life truly is. I'm not saying that sometimes events happen in life, like a death of a loved one or something, that I have no control over. And I have to process and go through that. That's life. However, when it comes to my own personal self and growth in life, the greater you can take a positive control and make choices based on what is right for you, the better you're going to be. But we need to discover exactly who you are and what you desire and how to boost your own sense of true self so that you can move on in a greater way. So hang around for next week's video. So once you've journaled, you're going to start to really see a pattern. You're going to start to recognize when you tend to self-sabotage in life and why that actually is. What it is in your life that you're not allowing yourself to do. And that is going to help you take better control over the self-sabotage. And then you're going to also start taking better responsibility for your health. Because once you're aware of it, then it's easier to start taking steps away from where you don't want to be and recognizing where you truly want to be. If you don't know me by now, of course, my final tip is absolutely going to recommend one of my IOMA healing kits, because if you're struggling with life just not going the way you want it, you do have self-worth issues on some level. And you know what's interesting is I often get clients that come to me and they're like, no, I've worked on this. I feel great about myself. I really know who I am. I have incredible self-worth. Yet they self-sabotage and they are unhappy on certain levels. And if that's the case, then they really don't really have their true authentic self, their true sense of self in the right place. And if you're struggling with that, like many of us are, then you'll want to get this little kit, the Jumpstart Kit. And it's interesting because I created this kit and then put these combinations together, and then I have like 43 other kits. And so I often forget, but when I recommend it and then I look at the combinations I've used, I'm like, oh, this is such a great little kit. The remedies are going to shift and release for you, and then the workbook is going to help walk you through steps to really take a better ownership of your true sense of self. So I hope you check out that kit. And next week, we're going to go into the self-worth issues, so make sure you stick around because that's going to wrap up this self-sabotage a little bit better for you in the long run. And remember, if you like this video, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, as well as ring the bell, subscribe, stick around, and make sure you watch these other 2 videos over here on ways that you may be unconsciously really affecting your health in a negative way. And remember, until next week, remember, be authentic, be empowered, and own it completely.